find himself a knockup. Does have to flash to get out of the way of the grand entrance there as T1 getting frisky. Oner now moving down towards this bottom side, and with no flash on the Alistar, could be dangerous. They did have a ward, so they are able to back themselves away.
Well, I was just about to say, we'll be very LCK for now nothing to happen for like 15 minutes.
But if you hit both spears, it's absolutely absurd. But nothing going to happen here as both teams are back away. Faker will spot out Peanut, but he's just going to make sure that he can secure the crab here for Oner. Chovy in the vicinity, but I really don't think Gen G can do much here.
Yep, Faker just going to move on over and protect his ward. Does so quite nicely. Charm is going to connect, but the Aftershock working out nicely there from Faker. And still going to go down low, but he's K'Sante. Just doesn't really care about that whatsoever. Gets to work on these minions.
The slower paced early game though is going to help out Pace quite a bit. He has the cull already picked up, like your kind of Felios. Like if you aren't worried about dragons going across early or having to fight maybe for early Rift Herald and stuff, you're going to be in a bit of a better.
All right, well, that is a heroic charge. Faker in a bit of trouble here, but does manage to mitigate some of that CC. Goes all out onto Peanut, now just trying to fight the Poppy. Chovy, though, is going to make his way through. Faker's still alive for the moment. Flashes!
Oh!
He'll survive!
That was sick from Faker. I had no idea he was going to be able to get out of that one. Still might not. His charm just goes wide.
Yeah, Chovy getting caught there, but not stepping too far forward. No opportunity for Oner. Really well done. The amount of sustain that she gets from her needles and her Q is kind of insane. And let me tell you, if you add an Ocean Soul on top of that, that top lane 1v1 is not going to be sustainable anymore.
Feels like it sounds like it started raining in here. And I actually kind of love that because we've got an Ocean Soul. Thank you so much, London, for that one. As now T1. That's the Shirley being started here, down to 4,000 health as Gen G are looking for the team fight. Good knock up onto Keria, but he gets himself out. Phenomenal equalizer, right in the right position. Keria has to get out of there, though. He's very, very low. The feathers get pulled back, but no joy is almost there from Doran, and it's going to be Chovy that finishes that one off. Collects another kill, doesn't get the charm, as T1 now just trying to get themselves to safety.
And by the end, nothing happens.
Well, Keria went down.
Keria went down.
In trade for the Rift Herald, so it's an even trade.
Good enough. What I want to highlight there is both the setup from T1, the bait that they were setting up with Zeus, hiding in the pit, and then the response time that we see here. Crucially, this is after Peanut misses the ultimate. That could have been a game-deciding factor. Draw your attention to the flash that's about to come out here. But even though he doesn't go down, crucially, Pace is still zoned away from the fight as Doran.
Yeah, Doran could be in a little bit of trouble here as Oner's going to move up, lands the harpoons, and Doran not as immune as he wants to be. Just going to get taken down there. Oner collects his second of the game.
And not quite the best look there for Doran. Doesn't realize that Zeus managed to stick around in the bush, but you can kind of get the idea that Gen G are going for here, which is, hey look, Chovy's going to be fine on the side lane. Let's stick Doran, who's got that Rhythmic completed off on the side as well. But now, Delight, you don't have the members on the map that you want to, so he'll be forced to back away.
Yep, just going to clop his way out of there. As now Faker in a little bit of trouble. Peanut trying to keep him in position. Goes all out. We've seen this one before. We'll see whether Faker can once again survive it as Chovy is looking to say no. As he gets over the wall, the charm still connects. And Chovy's going to collect it with the Foxfire.
Just about able to finish that one off. Faker, not surprised to see Peanut rock up, but now Rift Herald on the mid will get one charge.
The classic Faker. It's Faker for turret.
That's a lot invested though, and they're going to get a first break and a subsequent charge.
Yeah, there is the ultimate to come through from Peanut as they flash away. Gumayusi making sure that he keeps himself safe, but won't have that summoner spell for the next engage.
It didn't want to end up getting caught by Delight. I wasn't sure if Delight was going to invest it, but you see it here as Chronicler was saying, a huge amount invested.
Yeah, because even though they are able, this is one of the reasons why K'Sante is so highly prioritized. Even though they do end up getting him, look at how much time he wastes, right? And not just time, Chovy is forced to invest his flash just to make sure that they actually get the kill. And because of all the ultimates, all the time, all the cooldowns invested, T1 then gets the mid lane play. We do see Gen G trade back a little bit. If they could have actually started the fight, would have been amazing, but they only get Guma's flash, which, while good, it is Xayah, so there is a lot of innate safety nonetheless. As a result, Gold still dead even at 17 minutes here.
You can see though that Gen G were like, look, if we can get a couple of these slows off, Doran does grand, we can get Delight into the fight. But the fact that you want to hold on to this flash is so crucial, especially when you're looking at the dragon that's up in 55 seconds. That's what Gen G are trying to play for here, and that's why you can see Doran now in the spot side, trying to establish vision with Delight, Peanuts on the way. They want to make sure that they're in a position to get good flanks off for guys like this Alistair, so they can actually try and contest Gumayusi in the forest.
Goal difference powered by AWS, not giving us a whole lot of information because honestly, the gold has been pretty much identical between these two teams throughout this game. The amount of trades that have just been incredibly even has been too many, so it's hard to say who's really coming out ahead. I feel like the team with Gwen, though, often feels a little bit more dangerous as you get to late game, but then there's a Xayah situation, and I just don't know.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's also, I think, the first game that is truly close. Because even though some of the games that we've had in this series felt close, it was one team had a decent position, but despite being a couple of K goal behind, not so much this time around. A lot of vision that is inaccessible due to this ocean rift. So is Gen G actually going to walk in? Because T1, full control of the area right now.
Yeah, early to mid game has been T1 3 games and Gen G 1 game, and in this game, it's neither team that has that control.
The thing is, though, because T1 have control over River, well, Peanut just waltzing on through. Doran wasn't able to defend that bot lane turret, so now you can kind of see Doran doesn't have control, so Gen G now trying to bring it back, but that at least pays isolated. You got to take a step back and make sure the AD carry's coming with you.
You got to be really careful. You can't fight in these corridors. If you get comboed with feathers and an equalizer, it's unplayable, and it looks like Gen G have been slowed down too much, unable to make their way over to the Dragon.
Yep, not going to be able to get in there. Too much control, and T1 will get themselves Soul Point. So Ocean Soul, in 5 minutes' time, is going to be the fight that they're looking for. Speaking of fights, Chovy looking for an opportunity. They managed to get the Featherstorm, actually a big cooldown, but with the fact that they just took the Dragon, it's likely that they're going to be able to wait out that cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, look, yes, our Baron's up in 12 seconds time.
Oh yeah, that means that there is a Baron fight within the next 3 minutes, right?
Yeah. Well, true, but you still have...
Thinking 22.
So I have a feeling...
22.
Yeah. So I have a feeling what'll happen is we'll get to next Dragon. Gen G are like, okay, do we really care about Ocean Soul? Not particularly. Let's just try and bait Baron, which means that then one person on T1 gets Dragon, and then we just have this Baron dance indefinitely until over.
Why does
I'm
he
going to
have
be wrong in 45 seconds.
Why does he have a reason? I'm not understanding. That's not the point of this game. Stop explaining it so well, Dagda.
Yeah, I actually feel even more stupid.
Sorry, I'm the new guy.
A time that's very silly.
I'm trying to work it out.
Come on,
you know?
man.
No, it's okay. Well, we'll have another game coming up. If this is still going to move relatively slowly, there'll be plenty more games. Totally fine. Hang on, 30 seconds away from being wrong. As Peanut.
Keep that counter going.
Yeah, got to make 12. Well, if not, if you miss all your abilities. Okay, there we go. And is going to move back and pick up the minion wave as Gen G just getting control around the Baron Pit. Understandable into T1. Against other teams at around 20 minutes into the game, maybe you wouldn't necessarily need to invest this much vision around this area, but against T1, you definitely have to.
So I want to highlight, as we see, Owner, thank you for that, very important. Owner actually going for death cap second here, so like really trying to max out the AP that he gets and just toast his opponents in the shortest amount of time. Quickly, it's also done for Gumayusi. Did go for Kraken, which we've seen more and more. Does mean that some of the maneuverability in a fight and the really big feather combos are a lot harder to hit.
I think it makes sense, though, when you're only really worried about Delight's engage, and it's relatively easy
Oh,
to get
yeah,
a
I
Featherstorm or something, so I definitely like the trade-in. The only thing I'm worried about is that, like, the longer this kind of stalemate continues, we do end up Doran getting to super late game. We'll have the Infinity Edge completed, and I feel like this is, as soon as this Rabadon's deck cap is completed for T1, that's the moment where they're strongest, and that's when they really need to kick it up a gear. It should pair nicely with when the Dragon's up, but as I said, I'd be very surprised if Gen G actually try to commit to anything at that stage.
All right, well, I mean, taking that inner turret meant that T1 brought it all the way.
Look, I'm a changed man. I'm now LEC, you know?
Yeah, no, exactly, exactly. But that was quite recent. My LPL is kind of worn off now after about 6 years.
Took a while.
How long did it take? I was going to say, like, how long did it take? Yeah,
3
years. Okay,
to stop just expecting a massive team fight at every moment. Speaking of which, we do have a Dragon coming up. This is, of course, Ocean Soul for T1 if they can lock that one down. Gen G desperate to deny that one.
Look as well, all cooldowns are up. Flashes across the board.
You don't say.
Ghost available.
As T1 looking for the trade. We're just going to trade it. Gen G, of course, denying Soul, fantastic. But getting one Ocean Drake, not going to mean that much. This is the power of Soul Point. As T1 has started this one off, they can back away from it at a moment's notice. At Faker diving forward, doesn't find Chovy there. Everfrost is good. Equalizer, even better. But Doran, he's immune, guys. And now T1 will back away. Let's count how many are dead. None.
Nothing really burned apart from the ultimates, but now T1 still trying to push forward, trying to make sure they can get control over mid lane, so it's very hard for Gen G to move across. They
Oh,
use
Delight
nothing.
gets the flash headbutt. They find the backline as Gumushi already has used the Featherstorm. Doran down incredibly low. Stays alive for so long, but it's not going to be enough. Another couple of kills to come through for the Rumble, and T1 come alive at 25 minutes.
And it starts off with the engage, but it is not enough. Guma stays alive nonetheless. Pays is swept out of the team fight by Faker, and without that damage, T1 is gonna break open the base.
And it was so even for so long, and now T1 are just crushing through the base of Gen G. What can one cow do? He needs to buy 10 seconds of time, but it's not going to happen. And at 26 minutes, almost on the dot, T1 will take the Nexus and win a Game 5 for the first time in so long, and they will remain in the upper bracket here at MSI.